Corvinus University of Budapest has developed a brand new strategy with the focus of responding to the latest global trends and industry demands, as well as the commitment to educate professionals who are ready to meet these challenges head-on. We spoke with the institution's rector, Bruno van Pottelsberghe, to find out more. Did I pronounce your name correctly?
Very well.
Okay.
Very well, thank you.
So you've been the rector at Corvinus University here in Budapest since August 2024,
Yes.
just a little over a year. And I read somewhere that after you were first asked to consider taking this opportunity, and I'm going to quote what you said, your curiosity kept growing more and more with each time you met potential colleagues and discovered more about the university. What was it in Corvinus that you found particularly unique and interesting that convinced you to take on this challenge and relocate to Budapest?
Thank you very much for this question. The first information that I received and that was really that attracted my curiosity was the quality of the student. Corvinus attracts a very high quality of students, student application. It's an elite institution in Hungary. And having been the dean of an elite institution in Belgium at Solvay for 9 years, I felt at ease in being potentially involved with the university. Then I could find out that an important part of the faculty is truly research active, and for me it's very important that a university is research active because this is the only place in a country when you can perform free research and reinvent the world. So that's important. And not only the world of business education, but as well of other disciplines. And that was, I would say, another factor that attracted me. It's the fact that it's not only about business and economics, it's also about communication, marketing, international relations, social science, political sciences. And this I liked a lot because in order to be effective as a university nowadays, you have to be multidisciplinary. And so having only a business school with only management discipline is not enough. Any good manager should be exposed to economics, to history, to communication, and vice versa. Any good marketer, any good political scientist or economist should know about management, accounting, and finance, and so on. So this is this multidisciplinary aspect that I liked a lot. And then Budapest, which I didn't know, I think I came only once a very long time ago. And Budapest is really appealing. I really like the city and of course the bridges, and which actually inspired me later on.
Yeah, we'll talk about that a bit later on. I have some questions about that. So you mentioned that the student body is very elite, that Corvinus attracts a very high quality of students. What do these students say? What are Corvinus's most attractive features for them as students?
Well, I think that the first attraction to Corvinus is its reputation. Anywhere you go in Hungary and in the region, everybody knows about Corvinus. So this is the place to be. So I think this plays a very important role in the selection process. The second factor, of course, is the high-quality training in economics, management, the reputation of the university. Whatever its name changed over time.
Yes.
But it has always been known for being very good in economics, finance, management. And I think this is, for those who want to acquire these skills and this knowledge, it's probably one of the best institutions in Hungary where you would go.
So they know that it's the place to go for this kind of knowledge.
Yeah.
So when they come, what courses and what specializations are the most popular among Hungarian students? And the same question for international students. Is there a difference, perhaps?
No, there is no strong difference, but the most popular and I would say bachelor degrees and even master degrees are international business, management, international relations, communication, and marketing. And these, I would say, nowadays are the most important ones. In master degrees, international relation is quite successful as well. And it's true that if you ask why do they come to Corvinus, I said the reputation, I said the skills. It's also the opportunity to discover the world. I mean, we have hundreds of partners, we have double degrees. So we do welcome students from abroad, but we as well send students abroad in very good institutions, in the top institution in Europe and in the US and actually in Asia, everywhere in the world. And I think this is a strength. We are accredited, internationally accredited, which is an international standard, high quality standard, which allows us to have a lot of good partners abroad. And this in turn attracts good students.
Yeah, that's a good exchange there.
Yeah.
So since your arrival, you've been very busy. You've helped Corvinus develop a new strategy called The Bridge.
Yes.
Which anybody who's been to Budapest knows that it has multiple bridges.
Yes.
But the inspiration for this name is taken from the Chain Bridge, which is a historic, I would also say, iconic bridge in Budapest. And the impact its construction had on the development and the welfare of the city is what inspired this name, from what I know. And it's so interesting to me that you chose this name because bridges also connect different peoples and cultures, and Corvinus is becoming quite an international institution. Could you elaborate a little more on how this applies to the central thought that's really woven through this strategy?
Yes. So indeed, the bridge strategy, we chose it, and I had it in my mind since the first day I came to Corvinus to talk about potentially joining the university. And I learned that the chain bridge was the first one to have been built, and it actually connected Buda with Pest and made Budapest the capital of Hungary later on. So that was a very important factor. And I like the symbol because indeed it connects the students with their future, from the status as being a student, and we are here the intermediary between the student status and their corporate or their profession, not only corporate, can be public institution. It's also the connection between East and West. Universities are not here to do politics, they are here to connect people, to exchange ideas, to have contradictory debate. And the bridge for me is a beautiful symbol of securing contradictory debate, securing exchange of people, exchange of ideas. And it's also in the frame of our strategic plan. It connects Corvinus today to its future 3 years from now, because we have ambitious objectives, of course.
Yeah, it's a very ambitious strategy. Yeah. So when you came, Corvinus was already a leading and recognized institution in this region, very well known, and you mentioned that it already has partnerships with many other educational institutions across the world, and I know that some of these are new, more recent. But even though it was already such a recognized institution, the bridge is aiming even higher with a kind of a special focus on the developing world around us and how quick these changes are. Could you elaborate on some of these objectives?
Yes. So the bridge has four pillars, the bridge strategy. And one of them we call Flight 6 is the symbol of internationalization. And this goes from first attracting more international students, attracting more international faculty, attracting more international staff, and of course securing double degrees and partnership with international institutions of very high quality and innovative degrees. For instance, we just created, for this academic year, a double degree in water governance, involving at the same time economics, managerial and political dimensions. As you know, access to water is the challenge of the future for all countries. And so we created that with a Kazakh partner, because in Kazakhstan they do have a very important water shortage, and we have specialists in Budapest University. So we want to create this double degree and to open it to any candidate from anywhere in the world, so that we acquire this specialization in terms of economic analysis, managerial analysis, and governance of water management. That's one example. We also have many other projects at the bachelor and master level to allow our students, those who want to discover the world, they will still be able to discover the world, of course, while being a graduate from Corvinus.
Yeah, wow. So you're really connecting cultures and connecting knowledge from one part of the world with the other to impact on a global scale.
Absolutely.
Wow.
It's discovering the world, opening yourself to other culture, different ways of thinking. We are very proud that we have attracted quite a number of international students to Corvinus. So we have our record high number of international students who joined us this semester. It's very important. We will always remain anchored in Hungary, rooted in Hungary, but we want to have 30 to 40% of international students, so that it's a significant number. And anyway, nowadays in this globalized world, you have to meet other people and be able to work with other people, to work with people who don't think like you, react like you, or have different dreams. It's very important to be able to build something together.
Absolutely. Yeah. I also wanted to ask you about something I saw in the strategy about Corvinus having launched some new programs as a response to the changing global trends. Specifically, there are two new programs that I found very interesting. One is Philosophy, Politics, and Economics, or PPE, is its shortened name, right? And Data Science in Business.
Yes.
What makes these programs unique? Could you tell us a little bit about that? And also, what skills can prospective students gain if they were to opt for one of these courses?
So these programs are part of a broader strategy to deep dive into multidisciplinarity. And PPE is a beautiful example of that. And but we have to keep in mind that in all our degrees, we want to have a very strong multidisciplinary dimension, which means that whether it's PPE or other degrees, they will be affected by various institutes. So that's a policy. Now, in terms of PPE, I think it's a very interesting bachelor, especially if you don't know exactly what you want to do in the future, if you like and to be exposed to philosophy, to political sciences, to economics. It's an excellent generalist bachelor, which will open the door to so many master degrees afterwards. So it gives the time to think longer about whether you want to specialize in an area or the other. And it also gives such a strong multidisciplinary exposure that I think it's quite a comprehensive program. It's a very attractive program, and we have increased the number of students this year in that area. For social data science, that's very important. It's data science applied to social challenges. You know, when you have a new a new policy, a new fiscal policy, a new human resource policy in the companies, whatever policies, as long as they affect many colleagues or many people or a big share of the population, you need to be able to assess that impact, to address the pros and cons. And that's what the social data science program aims at, is to train the student to understand the problem in which to which they want to contribute to, and to be able to find the data and analyze and, to generate data-driven decision-making in various areas. And for this, very often when you say data-driven decision-making, it might turn out to be a bit worrying. Will I be able? But actually, when you are trained to do it in 2, 3, or 4 different contexts, then you are trained for the rest of your life. You know how to address a problem, to identify the data you need, to find the data you need, to have the most objective analysis, and to make a proper analysis of this. So I think it's a fantastic program, especially given this huge data which is naturally generated all over the world. Yeah. And so I would, if I were a student, I think I would definitely opt for a master in social data science.
You almost had me convinced right there. But so one of the goals that are described in Corvinus' strategy is the aspiration to become a research-based university with a focus on international students. Yes. And I read a little bit about your background and found that during your own PhD studies, you did some research in Japan and in the United States.
Yes.
And you once referred to these experiences as fantastic and inspiring. Yes. So in your experience, in your very personal experience, how can doing one research in a different country, in a culture that's completely different from one's own, contribute to somebody's professional development? And why would you personally recommend it?
These two experiences, amongst some others, have really driven the rest of my career. And they were, it took place when I started my PhD in Brussels at Université Libre de Bruxelles, and it was before Erasmus at that time. So I sent 2 letters in the US and 2 in Japan with professors that were specialized in the area in innovation economics that I wanted to be active in. Of course, I was already doing research. And I had one positive reply from each country. So I started by Japan, sold my car, sold stuff, found some money because at that time Japan was quite an expensive country. I was also teaching English over there to generate a bit of income. And that was a mind-blowing experience because the culture is so different. And of course, I didn't speak the language when I went there, but my colleagues were speaking English, some of them at least. And I could focus 100% of my time on research, but also have new research idea. I was in the Ministry of International Trade, the MITI Research Institute, and so I was working on international knowledge transfer and how they monitor that. And so that was, frankly, a great experience. And then I came back and I did the same in Columbia in New York. And I was working with a very active researcher, Professor Lichtenberg. And although I was probably doing 97% of the work, the 3% that he brought were the cherry on the cake. That was the quality of the paper, and we had fantastic publications out of it. So I really enjoyed, because it's not only about discovering other culture, it's building an international network. I was later on invited as visiting faculty in Japan. So I still have my network in Japan, in the US, and of course in Europe. And that allows to meet people. And I didn't have a well-defined objective. My main objective was to do a good research. And I was exposed to different ways of doing research, and I would definitely do it again if I could.
Yeah, it sounds like then that impacted the rest of your career and
Absolutely.
the direction in which it went.
Yes, because you do research, you go to conference, and someone from a conference recruited me at the OECD in Paris before the end of my PhD.
Wow, so, fascinating.
Yeah.
So let's get back to Corvinus a little bit, specifically. For your outstanding students, are there any incentives that the university offers specifically? Maybe any grants within the university itself? Or you mentioned that there are a lot of, there's a great relationship with a lot of other schools in many other countries. Yes. Are there external scholarship opportunities that Corvinus perhaps helps its outstanding students connect with?
Absolutely. So we have scholarships that are paid by the foundation, the Corvinus Foundation, which means that 5,000 students, nearly 5,000 students, don't pay any tuition fee. And the stipendium hongaricum, the student from abroad, it's about 800 international students. So we have the vast majority of our students actually have a scholarship that allows them to focus on, well, of course, there is the cost of living, but they have
They don't pay the tuition.
yeah, they don't pay the tuition. And then we have fee-paying students, but it's still quite affordable if you compare with the benchmarks. And then we have a lot of financial support for those who will go in double degrees or in exchange. They receive financial support. Probably it's not enough to cover the whole cost, but it's quite a significant support. They receive monthly grants during their international exchange. And I think this is very effective. It's the famous Erasmus process. And in Hungary, it's called the Pannonia program, which support our own students. And that's a fantastic tool because our students have at least the ability to go one semester abroad. And we are working on helping them to go 1 year abroad. And then, of course, coming back and ending their degree with us. Yeah.
Must be so interesting. We've been talking a lot about attracting international students, and I know that for some it can be quite a daunting thought to move to another country away from home at the age of 18, perhaps, in a new culture, etc. But yet maybe they really like one of the programs that Corvinus has to offer. And I know that Corvinus has been taking some very serious steps toward creating a really inclusive and supportive environment for its international student community. What is included in this? What does this exactly mean? And how do you hope it will contribute to making an international student studies in Hungary even better?
Indeed, this year we have more than 600 new students from abroad. So it is quite a challenge. And we put in place services, both for mental welfare and for, of course, pedagogical support. We have coaches for to help them navigate in sometimes complex systems, because we open options. There's various ways to engage yourself in Corvinus, outside Corvinus. And so, of course, for the Budapest students, they heard about it, they are connected, so it's easier to find their ways. Whereas for international students, it's a bit more complicated because they discover a new city. So we put in place services. We are not there yet, but we every year we improve the services, the welcome, the onboarding services available to the students.
What would you say to any students, whether Hungarian or international, who are really thinking about coming to Corvinus? Why should they choose Corvinus and not another university?
I would say they should join us because we guarantee a fantastic experience, be it a private and personal experience. We guarantee a multicultural experience. And increasingly, the students ask, what's in it for me? We guarantee the return on investment. We have super high placement rate in the industry and in public institutions. I know it's a little bit market focused, but this is the reality. This is how the young generation think. So before investing their time to spend a lot of time with us, 3 years, 2 years, or 1 year for a master, of course, they should think carefully. And what we guarantee, it's a fantastic on-campus experience, a fantastic Budapest experience, and the return on investment, of course.
Thank you very much. So I think we could summarize this in saying that Corvinus is a great university set in a great city in a really beautiful country, right?
Absolutely, with great people.
Thank you very much. It was nice to have you.
Thank you.